Hello, fellow humans. So as promised, we're going to do the tarot reading separate from the podcast episode. So for those who may not have caught the podcast episode, there will be links in the description. You can also find the links to the podcast audio only on Spotify. Also through Anchor and all the places that you normally get your podcasts. So the podcast episode was about feeling your feelings. So that is going to be the general reading for the collective today on the topic of feeling your feelings. So we are going to start with the Osho Zen deck. This is one of my favorite decks to read with. I just find it easier to understand the meanings behind them for me. I'm still learning tarot. I'm still learning, excuse me, the meanings. Excuse me. I'm still learning the meanings for the cards. And I don't always know what they are. So I've also got the books for some of these decks as well that I may read from if I come across a card I'm not familiar with. I'm just here to share the message. I'm not here to be perfect. I'm not here to be anything other than myself, and to give you what I can offer and share what I can, share the message that I get. So just before we get started, if you want to keep up on what's going on, I do a tarot card of the day pull, or I try to do it every day. I'm getting better at that. I do that through Instagram. You can find on my Instagram or my Facebook at Get In We're Going Healing. Get In We're Going Healing. So you can find it there. You can also find previous episodes on my YouTube channel. You can also find more content on my Patreon as well. That's patreon.com/getinhealing. If you like what I'm doing here and you want to donate to the show, all the links are provided below in the show description. So without any further ado, let's get the message for the collective in regards to feeling your feelings. What comes up? Message for the collective about feeling your feelings. The first two cards that come up, we got awareness and we got courage. So the card of awareness is showing, I'll pull it up so you can see it here. It's showing the image of a childlike Buddha breaking through the veil around this person around that. So this card is the card for being conscious, becoming conscious. So the thing that's burning away here, and you see the Buddha underneath, the thing that's burning away is the person that you thought you were, the person that you thought you were supposed to be, the person you've been conditioned to be. And behind that is the childlike Buddha as that burns away, and it reveals the self, the real self, the true self, who you actually are. When you are living in awareness, you are living in the awareness of being your higher self, your true self, your actual self, and not the self that you've been conditioned to be. The second card is courage. And in this card, we have this lovely daisy that's growing up here out of this cement, out of the brick. It's courageously growing, even though it's in a place it's not supposed to be in, where no one would think it would grow. It still has the courage to do it anyway and to flourish, even in places where it shouldn't. So when we get these two cards together, this makes me think that right now you are growing. You are doing your best to grow through adversity, that even when things get hard, you are still growing. Or maybe this is a message to remind you, even when things get hard, have the courage to keep going. As you do, your true self is going to be revealed. Your actual genuine self outside of who you have been conditioned to believe will show itself when you have the courage to do the work. I hope that came through clearly. I'm also going to see if there's any other messages for those who are listening and watching in regards to feeling your feelings. Thank you. Any more messages? see what this one is. Flowering. Oh, that's such a beautiful card. So in this card, what we see is this lovely goddess, this beautiful, beautiful goddess sitting on a lotus flower. Behind her, we've got the two colors of duality. We've got light and dark. And outside that, we've got the whole spectrum of colors. She's sitting calmly on the lotus with water underneath, the water of awareness. And she has her hands in a lovely mudra here. And she's got these big flowy sleeves. This is a person who is full in and of themselves. And she is sharing her blessings, spreading the seeds everywhere, wherever they may fall. She doesn't care if they fall on cement. She doesn't care if they fall on cracks. She doesn't care if they fall on grass where they're going to flourish. It doesn't matter. She's giving for the sake of giving. She's sharing and spreading her love for no other reason than sharing and spreading her love. She is not at all concerned with what someone's going to do with that love or how they're going to interpret that love or how they're going to interpret any of the gifts she's giving. She is just giving them, and they will fall wherever they fall. That's just a beautiful message. And when we pull that in with awareness and courage, it's basically just telling you, be yourself. Be your genuine, true self. Have the courage to be yourself, even if other people don't understand, even if they don't get it, even if they don't understand what you're doing or why, just do it. It's not about them. It's about you. Share your love, share your blessing, share your abundance, share as you learn and grow, help other people learn and grow, because that will be how you share with the world. That's how you flower. That's how you flourish. That's how you get done what you need to get done. That's what you're here for. That's how you help others to grow. That's how you share your light. Ooh, that one really wanted to come out. So your guides want to remind you, you are the rebel. We were just saying that. You are the rebel. You are the breaker of chains. You are the one who is doing things differently than what it has been done. You are ending old cycles and starting new things. Here we've got the emperor. He's got his fire. He's got breaking chains around his ankle. He's got all the colors. He's got the eagle, symbol of renewal. This is someone who has embraced who they are and is growing into their true self. He is his true self. He is going against the grain. He is going against what society has told him. He's going against the conditioning that he's been given, and he's paving his own path. He's breaking his chains so he can truly be free. And this is you. As you become aware of yourself and you have the courage to speak your truth and live your truth, regardless of if people like it or not, you come into your full being. You share your gifts with others and you become into your full being and you end old cycles. But the advice that's being given is also the nothingness. The nothingness is the gap. You are in a gap right now. You are in, we talked in our previous episode of the podcast, we talked an episode about the path of healing, and sometimes it goes up and sometimes it comes down, and it's not going to be up or down all the time. You're going to be in a period of middle. Right now, you are in that. You are in the gap between one thing and the next. You are in the gap between this. And where are you right now? Suppression and mind. You're getting caught up in the things that you're being bound. You're getting caught up. You're second guessing yourself. You know that you want to be the rebel. You want to be the one sharing your gifts. You want to be the rebel, but you're concerned about how people are going to think. You're concerned about the things that are tying you down and stopping you from being yourself. Here's the problem. See those cracks around the outside? What that means is the more that you bind yourself into being who you think you're supposed to be, you bind yourself into being the person that they tell you that you're supposed to be, you're going to erupt. You're going to blow up. You're going to have big eruptions and breakings because you can't be that. You are not that. You are not who they say that you are. You are your own self. And here in the mind card, it tells us the same thing. You're in a mind trip. You're caught up in all the words, all the nonsense, all the recordings and just repeating it. You're repeating the stuff that you've been told and you're just repeating it. This could be your inner critic that's doing that. Oftentimes our inner critic is the one that tells us that we can't, because it's based on the conditioning. It's based on who we think we are. It's based on who we were told we were supposed to be. It's based on all of those things. And when we believe these things, we suppress our natural ability. And as we continue to suppress our natural ability, we can't get here. So you're being advised to sit with your feelings, surprisingly enough, considering our episode is feeling your feelings. You're being asked to sit in the space of the gap, to acknowledge that there is an ending of what you were before you become what you are or what you're going to be. You're in a space, you're in a holding pattern right now, and that is okay. Be in that space, acknowledge that space. There's nothing wrong with being in that space. There's always a time period of transition, and that's where you are right now. Don't second guess yourself. Don't get caught up in a mind trip. Don't go back to the old ways of being bound. That's not for you. Okay. We're getting the miser. Dropped a couple cards. We're getting the miser. The miser is the card when you are holding yourself with all these things. You don't want to let go of the things that you have to let go of in order to be your best self. You've got these things. She's got these jewels. She's adorned herself with the fur of animals. She's a brick wall. She's all of these things. She's caught up in this space where she doesn't want to share. She doesn't want to share her gifts with others. She doesn't want to share her magic with others. She doesn't want to help others because she's so concerned of having what she thinks that is hers, these jewels, all these things that she has. They're things. She's caught up in this material space of these things, and she's not letting go. That might be where you are right now. You might be the miser. You might be afraid of letting go of what you have right now because you are in the nothing. You are in the unknown. You are in a space where you don't know what's going to happen. So instead of trusting and having the courage to be yourself and throwing your seeds where you may, you're worried about what rewards you're going to get. And you're worried about not letting go of what you already have for fear that you will have nothing. Your guides are reminding you that you're in a gap right now. It's okay to let go of this so that you can have this. That's what they want you to know. Let go of that so you can have the new thing. You can't be open to receiving the new thing if you're still stuck in the old thing. Okay. If there's any other messages, group listening from feeling your feelings. Ooh. Okay, we've got sorrow and we've got adventure. So the card of sorrow, it depicts this this monk here. He was an associate of Buddha, and he was with Buddha for his life, and he loved him, and he learned to be with him. He learned his lessons from him. And on the night that Buddha died, when he left this existence, his friend, his assistant, cried tears of sorrow, and the rest of the monks said, "But why are you crying? You know that Buddha has attained enlightenment. You know that he's not really gone. Why are you sad?" And he said, "Well, it's not that I'm sad that he's gone. It's sad that this whole time that I've been learning from him, I never became enlightened." And he stayed up all night and he cried and he cried and he cried. And the next morning it said that he was enlightened. This card reminds us that through sorrow and through loss, we actually become healed. When we can feel the feelings of sorrow, when we can feel our sadness and experience it without trying to push it away, without trying to ignore it, without trying to do anything, when we just allow ourselves to feel the sorrow, we can actually be transformed through that. I myself have experienced through that. Through this last year and a half, I have attended 5 funerals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've had 6 losses that ended in funerals over the last year and a half. I have lost parents. I've lost grandparents. I've lost lots of people. And I can tell you through sorrow, You can grow through the adversity that comes with sorrow. You can grow through that. As you experience these deep losses and these deep feelings, you can allow those feelings to let you grow from that. You can see what can you change from that. When my geek dad passed away a few years ago, he actually changed the course of my life through his passing. He loved my natural hair, and I used to straighten it all the time. And he used to tell me how much he wishes I wouldn't straighten it, that I would just wear it the way that it grows out of my head because it's so beautiful. And I didn't believe him. And I had so many hangups about my hair because it wasn't an acceptable hair type growing up, and because of the conditioning through my own family, my family dynamics. So I didn't love my natural hair. When he passed away, I vowed that I was going to see myself the way that he saw me, that I would see my hair the way that he sees my hair, that I would learn to love my hair the way that it was meant to be, the way that it grows without trying to alter it. And in doing that, I ended up finding a hairstylist and a hair salon that deals specifically with curly hair. And I went and had the big chop, and I had all the unhealthy, chemically straightened hair removed, and I went with natural hair. And it changed the course of my life. I met an amazing friend who was my stylist, who is also on the spiritual path, and she helped immensely in helping me find guidance and growth. She is a wonderful friend and has developed into a fantastic friendship. But I've also learned self-love through addressing my hair. Through that sorrow of losing him came huge growth and self-love and self-awareness, and just an absolutely amazing journey on my path through that loss. Sorrow can help you that. And it doesn't have to be the loss of a person. It could be the loss of a job. It could be the loss of a thing. It could be loss of anything. I don't know what's going to happen to you. This is a general reading. I don't know exactly what's going to happen to you, but when we pair it with the miser and the mind trip and suppression, I can surmise that this sorrow may be through the loss of who you were, the person that you thought you were in your head trip and in your suppression, and denying others your gifts. Let go. Allow yourself to feel the sorrow. Allow yourself to feel the feelings of the loss. And as you feel them and you allow the feelings to arise, you open up to new things. You open up to this rebel, to this flowering, to this courage and awareness. You open up to these wonderful, amazing things when you allow yourself to feel what you need to feel. And finally, we have adventure. And this card is showing this beautiful little girl on the edge of looking down on something bright and colorful and amazing. And it's just, what adventure awaits us when we let go of who we thought we were and who we've been conditioned to be, and allow the sadness of that loss to take us. We open ourselves up to new adventures. And as you see, it comes in under nothingness, because we're in the gap. This is where you are going, but this is where you currently are, and this is where you could be. And right now we are in the gap. You are in the waiting period. You are just waiting for the next thing to start. Don't go back to being tied up in your old thing because it's taking a little while. Be open to the new adventure that's coming. So let's see what kind of messages our inner guides have to share, if our guides have any advice to help us along the way. So we're going to give them a quick little shuffle. So these are for the guides of anyone listening or watching on the topic of feeling your feelings. What advice do the guides have for us? I say us because I'm part of the collective too. So these messages come from me as well as coming from you. I am a member of the collective like everyone else. We all are part of the collective. So this message is actually for everyone. Thank you. So the first card we get is invention. Invention. Ooh, this is a new one. I'm gonna have to read the meaning because I'm not familiar with this one. If I had to guess, I would say that this is creating something new. We've got this person with the paint and a blank canvas. We've got these beautiful flowers. We've got this amazing creation around that nature has created, this beautiful, amazing world. And we've got this blank canvas open to anything. Nothing's been painted on it yet. No story's been told yet. If I had to guess, I'd say that you were going to be coming up with something new that other people have never come up with. But we're going to have a look in the book. Have a look in the book for those who are old enough to get that reference, because I'm old. All right, so we're going to check out inventions. Let me pull this up. What does this say? All right, invention. This says adaptation, adjustment, transformation, and challenge. Sometimes life gives you lemons, but not to worry. Your creativity guides are on hand, helping you transform your lemons into lemonade. No matter who you are or what circumstances you've inherited, life is always a blessing of both the positive and the negative. Your creativity guides urge you to be grateful for the phase of your life, for this phase of your life, and to be creative with the negatives. They'll help you use your inventiveness to transform any adverse situation into one for the better. So rather than dwell on your lousy childhood, true though it may have been, appreciate the courage it developed in you and use it to change the unsupportive past into a self-reliant present. Rather than endure an unfulfilling job, be resourceful and start the business you've dreamed of for years. This is not to deny your pain in your life, but to use it as an incentive to move to higher ground. Allow your creativity guide to serve you. They're not afraid of the lemons that you encounter in life. Gather their juice as fuel to invent much better circumstances and ask them for inspiration and ideas. They have plenty to share. Their message: when you get lemons, make lemonade. Man, if that is not the card of 2020, 2021, like, geez. When life hands you lemons, make lemonade. So I've seen some memes going around about just making more and more lemonade because life just keeps handing you lemons. Well, then if your life keeps handing you lemons and you just keep making lemonade and life keeps giving you more lemons, then it means that the lemonade, the process of making lemonade, has not stuck with you yet. When the message that the universe is giving you comes back over and over and over and over again, that message comes back over and again because you haven't learned it yet. It's always that way. If you keep getting the same messages over and over, it's because you haven't learned it yet. So write it down, write down the lesson and see if you can figure it out and see if you can apply it. We talked about that in our other episode about the healing path. So our next guidance card, we got purpose. Look at that. We got this person walking down their path and they're headed towards love and stars and flowers. Okay, so we're going to look up the meaning for this one as well. I would hazard to say that it has to do with finding your purpose, living your purpose, but I'm just going to be a little more fulfilling and share this one to make sure that all the messages come through that need to come through. So we've got purpose, consistency, dedication, reliability, and faithfulness. You're beginning to stride into your purpose. Work is no longer a struggle, and your master teacher is guiding you along the way. The more aligned you become with your life's proper path, the more your days will flow with ease. You'll lose track of all barriers as you go with the flow and throw your heart and soul into your efforts. Your dedication will pay off in the long run, but even this isn't important. Your efforts are their own reward. Doing what you love so well and so faithfully fulfills you. Your challenge is to resist the temptation to push yourself to exhaustion. Remain measured and steady, and don't overlook the importance of taking a day of rest at least once a week. Your master teacher is pleased with your progress, but reminds you that even though you may love your work and feel that you could work forever, your body and mind do get fatigued. Develop the wisdom to know when to step away and refresh your soul. Your master teacher's message: pace yourself. Ooh, I got shivers as I read that. I swear the cards are reading me today. Our last card we have for higher guides is devotion. Devotion. So I know what this one is. This one is all about rededicating yourself to your spirituality. We're going to read it anyway, just to be clear, but I have gotten this card before, so I'm a little more familiar with it. And it is number 44 for those who are paying attention to numerology. That's a big one. So devotion, inspiration, contemplation, nature, and faith. The presence of God is everywhere. So if you feel disconnected from the divine, you're the one who left. Your nature spirits are beckoning you back with a place of awareness that reconnects you to your source. Do not allow your mind to isolate you in fear or get stuck dwelling on misery. Instead, go outside and take in the natural world, which is a beautiful gift for you to enjoy. See the divine all around you. Focus on the beauty, power, and holiness that nature affirms. Humbly surrender to the greatest of forces present in all things, including you. Your nature spirit's message: breathe in the divine. You are in God and God is in you. That is, right there, and especially coming up next to suppression and mind trip. That's all about it. When you feel bogged down, if you feel like you're not connected to your flow, you're the one who left the flow. Go back to the flow. If you feel disconnected from nature, you're the one who left nature. This isn't to judge. This isn't to blame. This is about reminding you of why you may feel like you're separate. I know myself, when I don't meditate for a while, everything comes in. Everything's irritating. My feelings are very big, and I don't feel like I'm in the flow. We talked about that in our healing lesson. When you're in the flow, everything feels ease. When everything feels tense, you're out of the flow. You might be an ego self, you're out of the flow. When you are in flow, everything is just ease. It's calm, it's relaxed. Your body feels calm, your mind feels calm. Everything feels like it's going your way. Everything's coming up roses. It's a beautiful time when you are in the flow. If you don't feel that way, you left the flow. How do you get back in the flow? Let go. Feel your feelings, surrender, let go to the awareness, get out of the mind trip. Do something, anything that gets you out of your head. Go for a walk, go into nature, go, get around, be out, look at the trees, look at the breeze, take a walk, listen to music. There are tons of things that you can do to get out of your mind trip and out of your suppression. But if you don't feel connected, it's because you are choosing not to be connected. Find a way to get back in the flow. Find a way to find that ease. And you'll be living with your purpose. You'll be moving where you want to go. You are creative. You are divine. You are part of divinity. God is not separate from you, or goddess, or higher self, or whatever you choose to identify, spirit, source, ancestors, whatever. They're part of you. It doesn't matter what you call it. It's all the same thing. It's all semantics when you get caught up in the words. It's all you. You are part of all of it. You can tap into that anytime you want to. Let's see if our angels have any messages for us today. I'll give these cards a shuffle. All right, angels. What messages do we have for people on feeling your feelings? What messages do we have? All right. I've never seen this card before. So the first card we got is loved one in heaven. Thank you, loved ones in heaven, for drawing close at this time. Your angels are talking to you, man. Your guides are there, your ancestors. What did I just say about ancestors? This is talking about your ancestors. And what did I just say about sorrow and loss? Through that sorrow and loss comes growth. Thank you, loved ones who have passed on. Thank you, ancestors who are no longer with us, but thanks for being close at this time. Your angels are watching out for you. The people you've lost are watching out for you. They're guiding you. You have to listen, or you can't hear their messages. They also want you to know to honor your beauty. Thank you, Jophiel, for helping me discover my inner and outer beauty. This card is reminding you, you are beautiful. You are absolutely beautiful, inside and out. Your beauty is a gift. It is a gift from the divine. You are beautiful. Let that beauty shine. That soul on the inside is a beautiful, beautiful soul. Allow that soul to shine. I mean, this is all about the healing, right? This is all about being the rebel, breaking the chains. This is all about the flowering. Look at that. We've got the beauty with the flowering, right? It's all about courage, growing where you shouldn't, where people don't think that you would grow, under circumstances in which you normally wouldn't grow. All of this is talking about you are beautiful. If you are doing this work to grow, your soul is absolutely beautiful. And that is a gift. Your beauty on the outside is to match the beauty on the inside. If you're very preoccupied with your beauty on the outside, but not beautifying the inside, then you're not really beautiful. Not in that way. It's honoring your beauty, all of it, inside and out. Not just your outside beauty. You don't have to be something that you're not. You don't have to work to be something that you're not. You already are. You already are. Look at all the green in this card, okay? Green is the symbol of the heart chakra. That's the color of the heart chakra. Look at all the green, right? Love yourself. Find that love, find that compassion. We just talked about that in the Feel Your Feelings. Have compassion for yourself when you mess up. Have compassion for yourself when you make mistakes. Have compassion for the mistakes you made in the past, that you didn't know better, that you did the best that it could. Forgive yourself. Honor yourself, love yourself. And as you love yourself, you will shine your light and shine that light for other people as well. Don't forget, your ancestors are here. They got your back. They're around you. They can hear you. They're helping you. They're giving you these symbols. They're giving you this reading to help you. So if you take anything away from this, it's that don't get caught up in your mind trip. Don't get caught up in the inner chatter, the inner critic telling you you can't, you shouldn't, you mustn't. They did this, you should get them back. All of those things, that's a mind trip. It ties you up in knots. It binds you from being who you're supposed to be. You are the breaker of chains. You are flowering and sharing your message with others. You are growing in situations where you normally wouldn't grow. You are becoming aware of yourself. You are just in the space right now. Just wait. New adventures are coming, but you have to let go of all these things that you used to think. You have to truly let them go. Know that you are supported. Know that you are on your purpose. Know that you will have these amazing things come to you, but you have to bring yourself back. You have to bring yourself back to center. And that's going to be through your devotion. That's going to be through your meditation. That's going to be through prayer. That's going to be through walking in nature. That's going to be through things that are outside of your mind. So that's what I have for you today, my lovely humans. So when we tie it into feeling your feelings, allow your feelings to be. Allow that sorrow. Allow it without trying to control it. And as you allow it, as you accept it and you allow it, you transform. You break the chains. You break the old patterns. If you don't see anything happening, it's okay. Keep going. Okay. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. You just haven't seen the fruits of it yet, but it's going. Things are working. It's okay. You're doing awesome. You are loved. You are supported. You are doing awesome and you are beautiful. So thank you, fellow humans. I hope that you got something from this reading. Share, like, subscribe, tell your friends. I'm here to help as much as I can. If anyone is interested in a personal tarot reading, you can send me a message at getinweregoinghealing@gmail.com. You can message me on Instagram. You can message me on Facebook. For the time being, I am open to taking readings and doing personal readings. So please get in contact with me if you are interested. If you see anybody offering things in the comments, that is not me. I accept messages from others, but I don't send messages for stuff in the comments. If you want one, contact me. All right, fellow humans, love and light. Until next time.